Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how I was taught to cancel down a fraction. Now cancelling down a fraction just means to take a fraction where the numbers are very large and to make them smaller somehow. Now the way that we do that is quite simple. What we do is we factorize. Now that sounds like a complicated thing to do, but all it means is to take each number and to think what it's made up of. For example, the number 8 could be thought of as the number 4 multiplied by the number 2. Similarly, the number 12 could be thought of as the number 4 multiplied by the number 3. And when we factorize like that, sometimes what we find is that there's a matching pair of factors, one on the top line and one on the bottom line. And it's those matching pairs that we cancel out. So we can cancel out the matching pair of 4s there, and then the part that we are left with tells us what our answer is. So for example, in this case, the answer would be 2/3. Let's try and do that with the next numbers. Now, the number 2, how can we break that down? That's quite difficult because 2 is what we call a prime number. It can only be divided by itself or the number 1. But that gives us a clue, because if we find a prime number, what we do is we break it down into 1 times itself. So we can write the number 2 as 1 times 2. Similarly, we can write the number 10 as 5 times 2. And again, what we've found there is that we have found a matching pair of factors that can be cancelled out. And the part that remains is therefore our answer. So on the top line we have the number 1, and on the bottom line we have the number 5. Now, sticking with that idea of prime numbers, there are a lot of prime numbers. Prime numbers, there are actually an infinite number of them. If you think about numbers that can only be divided by themselves, what could that mean? It could mean 1, 2, 3. The number 4 isn't a prime number because it can be divided by 2. What about the number 5? Is that a prime number? Yes, it is. The number 6 isn't, but the number 7 is. The numbers 8, 9 and 10 can all be divided by something other than themselves. But the number 11 is a prime number. The number 12 isn't, because we can divide that by 3 or we can divide it by 4. But the number 13 could be a prime number. 14 isn't, 15 isn't, and 16 isn't. But the number 17 is. The number 18 isn't a prime number because we can divide that by 9 or 2. But the number 19 is. And so on. The prime numbers is an infinite set of numbers. But if you know just a few of them, sometimes it can make simplifying fractions very easy. And it can give you some clues. For example, in this last example, the number 17/51, that could be very difficult to simplify that fraction. But we have a clue, because we know that the number 17 is a prime number. So that tells us that our top line in our fraction can only be 1 times 17. Now, in order to find something on the bottom line, we need to remember that we're looking for a matching pair of factors. So that says that the number 51 is probably a multiple of 17. So let's check that. What if we did 17 multiplied by 3? 7 3s are 21. 3 1s are 3. Add on the 2 above it, gives us 5. So we know that 51 is made up of 17 times 3. And we can put that in on our bottom line of our fraction now. That then means that we have a pair of matching factors that can be cancelled out, and our answer would be 1 over 3. I hope this video has helped you to understand one way of cancelling fractions down. There are other ways that people are taught, and I'd love to hear of those. You can post messages in my blog. But this is one way that might just help some people.